And here we go. So hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, I came across this article, this piece by Reno Omokri that I would like to share with you. So this piece by Reno Omokri, it speaks to the experience of the Nigerian in diaspora. So it speaks to the illusion versus the reality. So it speaks to the illusion versus the reality. So in a moment, I'm going to share the screen to read out that article for you, and then you can see it on the screen as well. But before I go to that article, let me preempt it with this video clip. So this video clip now is going to be part of the conversation, but let me bring this in first.
They think, say, maybe Europe, say, maybe once you come, now heaven they come. Should they get? Not be heaven. Now the same thing where they here, nice day Nigeria, you want travel come out. My brother, make you invest for something.
Make you no travel, make you use that money, do something for you.
Oh, all right, let me pause that for a moment. It still goes on, but let me leave that as a teaser as I bring up the Reno Omokri article. So let's bring up the Reno Omokri article to see what Reno has to say regarding what that what that conversation just fleshed out. So now this is Reno. So hopefully you can see it on your screen. So that's Reno's page. And let's see what he is saying. So this is the article that has inspired this video. So Reno Omokri, it says many of those you think are enjoying in Canada, America, and the UK hold down 3 jobs just to sustain the illusion of wealth that they flash at you. If they miss 3 mortgage payments, their bank will, not may, foreclose their homes. So let me just pause there for a moment. What Reno is saying there is actually right. Because in the abroad, let's just put it as the abroad, because this pretty much replicates all over the Western space. In the abroad, they say you are 3 payments from the street. So you are 3 payments from the street. And this is exactly what Reno is referencing in that space. If you miss 3 sequence of payments in the course of whatever credit facilitation you have, then the creditors will come very quickly to attach to whatever assets you have and take it to try and recover their money. So you have 3 payments from the street is the received wisdom in the abroad. So let's carry on. It says they work themselves to the bone to make monthly payments for their houses, cars, furniture, and health insurance. And when they close from work, they spend hours in rush hour traffic or waiting sometimes in overcrowded train stations before they get home exhausted. They can hardly relax, no time to just do nothing. A lot of them have very little family or social interaction. The rat race takes the place of the family. So that is the story of everybody in the abroad. And by the way, that this story that Reno is fleshing out is not unique or peculiar to the person that has chosen to come and live abroad. It's the story of the abroad. So in the Western space, it's pretty much a life sentence. You are in an open prison. And that open prison is a financial prison. So let me explain. It's just exactly how this. I don't have time for Reno, by the way. It's not really my taste. And often instances I disagree just instinctually with everything he has to say. But there is some sense in this. So in the abroad, you are in an open prison. So what do I mean by that? You are in an open financial prison. So you get that job, you work 2 years, and then you decide that you want to get on the property market, on the property ladder. So you get that mortgage. The average mortgage is 25 years. And then, of course, you want that nice car. Then you have to do financing for that nice car. And then that financing is often about 5 years, 7 years. So then you want to furnish your home. You don't have the ready cash, of course, because you're a salary. And so you put that credit on your salary as well. and that's a few years as well. So by the time you've completed paying your mortgage, you, that 27, 25-year-old person, you are now in your early 50s thereabout, and all of life is gone. So that financial space of the West is an open prison. I think that is the point that Reno is trying to make. It says expatriate Nigerians have to pay through their noses for childcare. So this is a specific area that applies to not just expatriate Nigerians, by the way. It's for non-indigens or people that don't have legal status or citizenship status in the country. So you pay that extra because the state does not support you, and it's a real financial it's a noose around your neck. It's a real financial weight. Expatriate Nigerians have to pay through their noses for childcare because it is not like Nigeria, where your relatives and friends can watch your kids. And 1/2 day in a month, they take photos in cars that they will only pay off in 5 years, and designers that they pay for monthly on their credit cards to feed you the illusion that they are in heaven and you are in hell. Then they return to their lives as worker ants. So I'm really loath to agree with Reno, but what he's saying is exactly the life abroad. So you that you are chasing that jackpot and you have spent all of your life to get to that abroad, there is 8 out of 10 a sense of disillusionment. When you do land in that abroad, there's always a sense of disillusionment because, of course, like Reno is saying, the photos that you get from abroad, from your friends, your relatives, your aunties, etc., that are living, and whoever you know that you're following living abroad, the sense that you get from all of their postings on social media, it bears no semblance to the reality of the lived life abroad. The lived life abroad is in a tiny little or even bigger, however the size of your pocket is, apartment or house, which is often instances cold. You wake up early in the morning, you log yourself down to the train station, you slug it out with smelly people on the train to land in an office where your boss hates you. You endure that for 8 hours, you slug it back for another 2 hours back to your cold house. You have this rather nondescript meal to go to bed, and then you wake up the next morning to repeat the same process again. It's a slug. In often instances, 8 out of 10 instances, life abroad is a slug. You slug it out. You slug it out. And the little clip that we built up this readout from Reno from, it fleshed that out as well. But let's get back to Reno. So sadly, too large percentage of Nigerians have been blessed by Satan to always and only say negative things about Nigeria. Get the book, The Lonely Londoner, and read it. It is old, but it is still accurate, but it's still rather, it is old, but it still accurately captures life in the Western world. We may not have a perfect life in Nigeria, but we have a good one. So there it is right there. I struggle really to disagree with one single iota of anything that Reno is saying in that piece. So, and by the way, that is the life abroad. For you, the Japa mentality, that is the life abroad. So that is the life that awaits you once you sold your father's land and you've stolen your auntie's money and you've brutalized and damaged all your relationship in Nigeria to escape to the America. Maybe in America you have a better chance because it's an enterprise-based society, and by dint of hard work you can make it. But certainly, if you come to Europe, you are fucked. So that's just it. That's often it, because the European system, it gives you a life of some relative comfort, but it squeezes that life with a financial burden. So you cannot escape it unless you're really determined. So that is really that space that Reno is speaking to. And when I was reading that, it just struck a chord, and I just thought, oh, well, this is what doing a video about. So let's go back to that clip then that we started the session with, and see what now this man living wherever he is has to say. Let's pick it from the start. Let me scroll back just a bit so that we can get a sense of the build up. So here it is.
Now the same thing where they here and I see they Nigeria. You want travel come out. My brother, make you invest for something.
Make you no travel, make you use that money do something for you.
I say people where they Europe, we where they Europe, we be like that's where them put for prison. You not get friends where you go visit, because not be here, you not be from, you not relate to them.
And what this guy is saying is quite true, actually. In Europe, you don't have a really a social life. Your life really revolves around Monday to Friday, work, tired, exhausted, a bit miserable. Saturday, you might have a moment if you're lucky enough to free up that Saturday, because knowing Nigerians as they do, even though they have that office job Monday to Friday, they have then that casual job on Saturday to make up the money. But if you're not one of those, maybe you may have that Saturday to spend with your family. Sunday, you go to church, which is the real hub of your social interaction. So the totality of social interaction for the Nigerian abroad is just Sunday in church. And then Monday comes and then you do the cycle again. And this is what this guy is saying. Let's listen on.
Because not be here, you not be from, you not relate to them. You not get person where you go meet, say you won't go club or you won't go party. No, nah. You just day house. If now holiday on a day, you go just day house for 24 hours. No more going out. You go just the think. You not get where you go stroke go. You go just day.
You just day. So basically, what they talk now say, if you get the money, invest them for Nigeria.
Invest them.
You know, this guy is saying if you have the money, invest it in Nigeria. And I'm not far from him in thought there, because the average person, they will liquidate, however they will cash in all and everything that they have in Nigeria. They'll sell their furniture, they'll sell their television, they'll sell their vehicle, they'll sell whatever land they've bought. They'll gather that 10, 15 million naira to then convert to try and escape the Nigerian space to the Japa space. But then that 10, 15 million, 15, 20 million, if you redirect that cleverly within the Nigerian space, you can grow real wealth. And the life you have in Nigeria, because of the social structures that surround you, your friends, your family, your auntie, your mother, your structures, the society that recognizes you, you're not just a number in the system. You are XYZ, the son of XYZ that comes from ABC, and all of that wrapped together it builds for a more, a more cohesive, a more balanced life. But then when you japa to that UK, make sure that you are bringing your thickest clothes, because you are coming into cold weather. And by the way, the cold weather is just a metaphor for the experience that you will have, because the weather is cold to you, the people are cold to you. And by the way, using the UK as an example, the people are cold to you, not because they don't like you, or probably because they don't like you, but much more to the fact that instinctually they are not people that gravitate with warmth. So listen to what this guy is saying. There's a lot of sense in it. Let's listen on. We listen for a few more minutes, and then if he gets to a point that we feel he has made the point, then we'll cap it off there.
No need to travel, Abi.
No, investor.
All right. I think really I think we've gotten to the hub of whatever point we need to glean from there. So, like I said, I am loath. I really detest having to agree with anything Reno Omokri has to say, because by instinct, I have to disagree with an element like Reno Omokri, who often instances I consider an idiot. But in this instance, and hopefully this is the first and last time I will agree with him, in this instance, is 100% right. So so that is it. What is your experience then in the abroad? And this thing that Reno is putting forward, illusion versus reality. What is your reality versus the illusion you put on Instagram to intimidate your friends in Nigeria? Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.